That's crazy.
Maybe it's the cord, Mama. I don't know.
All right, everybody. Let me get all the cords removed out of the way because I had to move my computer and the cord that I thought I could use is not able to. Hi, Karen. Sorry for all of the mishaps. One thing that I thought I could do and I can't, so I'm trying to get things moved around here. Don't get dizzy because I got to get all these cords out of my way. It won't work with my longer cord. We're going to get started here in just a few. So I get all the camera and everything. I had everything set up. And then when I went live, it wouldn't do anything. Didn't show my desktop. Okay. Gonna have to be the way it is tonight. Because otherwise we're just gonna forget about doing these videos. Stress level goes up to, what do I have going on here? What is this? Is showing.
The one behind you.
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, I know. It said waiting, and it was because I couldn't get my camera to work with the cord that I had. And it was like, well, I don't understand why this different cord isn't working. But anyway, we're live now. So if you are joining me, my name is Sue Sanders, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I live at Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. These are the two cards that we made last week. And the winner of these is, drum roll, Karen. So Karen Bond, you have these two cards waiting for you. So those were the two that we made last week. Set them aside. Dorothy posted earlier today a couple of sneak peeks. But before we get into that, I appreciate everybody that comes in and watches live or on the replay. Make sure that you leave a comment so that I know that you've watched it. Let me know what you think about the cards. Stampin' Up! Has got a lot of things going on right now. We have a new catalog launch on May 5th, so that's just a couple weeks away. Our January to April mini catalog is just about ready to retire. So that's this one. And then this will be our new catalog coming the 5th of May. And I can't open it, but I can show you the outside of it. And it's really pretty. I like it a lot. All right. So if there's anything that you're wanting from the mini catalog, ladies, you may want to go ahead and get it ordered. Starting April 15th. Sure, I'm just in this shadow here. Starting April 15th, you will receive the hostess or the rewards. They're no longer going to be hostess rewards. They are going to be personal rewards. So if you order $20, you will earn $2 in rewards and you get to bank those. Kind of like Kohl's Cash.
So that's the 15th.
The 15th of April. So that's next Tuesday. I will tell you right now that the system is going to be down for about 6 hours, as far as I know, on the 15th, as they transfer everything and they transition into the new rewards program. So be patient. Excuse me. Check out the it's not called the discontinuation list anymore.
Last chance.
Last chance. Check out the last chance, because when those items are gone, they are gone and you won't be able to get those anymore. All right. So Dorothy's coming over to do something with my camera. You need me to unscrew it.
You're a little crookedy.
Is that
That's better.
better?
That's better.
All right, a little crookedy. So I wanted to show you, this is a little beach bag or a little bag to take wherever. But you can use it as a party favor. So I just put some candies in here. And this was made using the Notes and Totes dies. So that is a project that I just wanted to make up real quick today to show you, because tonight we are going to be using the Notes and Totes bundle. All right. So this was the card that Dorothy did a little sneak peek on. So it kind of has a half flap on the front, and then you've got the paper and your greeting on the inside. Well, I wanted to use that Notes and Totes. So this is the card we're going to be making tonight. And it opens up, and then it has our little greeting down here in the bottom. I love this paper. It is get all my supplies out here so I can tell you what we're using. The Thoughtful Journey paper. Hi, Sarah. How are you tonight? Haven't seen you in a long time. Are you with your mom tonight? Okay. So this is the card that we're going to make tonight. And I just love it. I love the colors. I just, I don't know. I just really like this. That is actually discontinued paper, Karen, that I did on my example card. And that's with Old Olive. So that is a discontinued floral paper. After I've gone through all of my paper, I thought, ooh, I've got all this pretty paper that I can now use to design mock-up cards with. All right, so let's get started on this card because it is a little time consuming, but I have already got all of my die cut pieces cut. I just have to locate them on my desk. Oh, there they are. I put them in a little tray so that I wouldn't, whoops, the magnetic tray. Yes, Old Olive is a good green to use for a lot of things. Well, hello, Mary. Good to see you tonight. Good. I just have to get my breath because, ladies, I'm telling you what, when I can't get my computer and camera and everything to work, my stress level goes up to 150%. Because I know that people are waiting to watch and then I can't get it to work. And oh my gosh, I don't want to be a disappointment to people. All right, so the way you make this card to start with is you start out with a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and I am using Pool Party. And I cut it at 4.25 by 11, so it's a long card. And then what you're going to do, if I can get this into the camera view, my camera is either too close or too far away. One of these days, I'll figure it out. So you're going to fold it at 5.5. So then that's going to be the card. This is the way the card is going to go, like a hot dog, I guess is what they call it. Well, in order to get that half cut on the front, if I can move this up, we are going to cut at, what did I cut it at? Because I can't remember now. My mind is gone. Just blank. Let's see what this is cut at. It is cut. Would help if I was on inches. This is cut at 2.25. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my trimmer at the 2.25 mark. You can't see it very well, but it's way down here. And I'm going to bring my cutting blade up to where that score line is at 5.5. And that's about 7 inches reading on my right hand side. And I'm just going to cut that down. Then I'm going to come along and I'm going to rotate and I'm going to trim down the top portion of this card. Let's see, maybe we can do it this way and you guys can see it better if I bring it down. Bring it down. All right. So I'm going to line up my score line with this Hi Anna with my trimmer guide. And then I'm going to just cut it down to where I had cut my first, which was at 2 1/4. And don't worry if it's not exact, because you can kind of pull the paper or you can get your snips out and just snip that off real quick. I would rather go short than long and slice down through my other card piece. So we're just going to snip that little bit. So that leaves you with a card that looks like this. So we're done with our trimmer. And like I said, I have already done the die cutting so that we didn't have to take time out to do that. And because this has that rough mark where I had scored it and then folded it and then I cut it, I'm just going to smooth it out with my bone folder and then give that a good crease. All right, the next thing that we need to do is get, and I did, like I said, I got the Thoughtful Journey paper. And the one reason I really like this paper is because 1 6x6 can make one card, especially if you use the back side as a different kind of paper. So my thinking was I wanted it to kind of look like it was a beachfront. So I used the back side of that paper, and this is cut at, I do have I do down in this description of the video, I have it marked. So this is 5 3/8 by 2 1/8. So that's going to go right here on the front of our card. Okay. However, we're not going to place that there yet because we have something else we want to do. And I want to make sure that I've got it done with our sand. Okay. And then this other piece, because when you cut this at 5 3/8, you will be left with a 3 7/8, and that's going to go on the inside. So one piece of 6x6 will make this card for us. Everybody with me? All right. Now we're going to take some crumb cake, and this is a 2-inch piece, and it's 11 inches long. Now you're not going to use all 11 inches, but we're going to use it for right now. And all of a sudden I have got the yawnies and I have no idea because I'm not even tired. Take a drink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start to tear this. And I'm tearing the paper towards me. And I'm tearing the whole piece. Okay. So this is going to kind of look like a sand dune. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to tear off a little bit more of this because I don't need it to be this wide. And we're just going to make some more wavy edges in this. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because I want to lay one piece on top of the other. And then I'm going to attach this to our top piece to give us that flap. So if you see on this card here, you can see some of the sand. Oops, bring it down in the camera, silly. you can see some of that sand crumb cake on the back side. Because if you put it down too far, then you've just covered up all of your water. I'm going to get me a piece of my scratch paper. And with the crumb cake, I'm going to take my blending brush. And we're just going to take and give it some shading where that torn paper is. And kind of make some of it darker and some of it lighter. And yes, I'm going to do the whole strip because I'm going to, when I place this on the front piece of my paper, I'm going to pick which sides look best. So that's one piece done. Now we're going to do this piece. So everybody got big plans for the weekend? The girls, we are going to get Audrey's nails done, and then we're all getting pedicures so that our toesies look good when we go to Florida next week.
Which there will not be a live Thursday.
That's right. There will not be a live class on Thursday. Hopefully, what I will do is work really, really hard and get one recorded for you all. And I'm going to take in the stamp set that we have for the notes and totes. There is a little stamp here that kind of looks like little dots, and that's, to me, that's sand. So we're going to use that stamp set again with the crumb cake, and we're just going to spot, not all over it, just around some of it. Okay. And like I said, I'm doing it over the whole thing because I don't know which end I'm going to be using. All right. So that's the top piece. Now let's do some sand on the other side. We don't have to worry too much about the bottom of this because it's going to be covered up with our other piece. And you can do as much or as little. You could even stamp off to make some of them lighter or darker. Okay, so we've got that part done. All right, now we're going to glue these two pieces together. But I'm going to use, for right now, you think how I want to do this, because after I got mine done, my example one done, I thought, oh, you know what? I think maybe I should have had a space that I could have kind of tucked down my water bottle. So your grandson's birthday is this weekend. That sounds like fun. So I'm going to bring in what did I do with my water bottle? I don't have my water bottle. I have everything but my water bottle. Maybe I can get my assistant to cut my water bottle. I need 2 of these, and I need them cut out of. I used another piece of the paper, and I just used scraps of it. So let me see. Well, I had it was the green that I had. That's not even the same paper pack.
Is that green?
No. That's a lighter green, but it'll work. Cut me 2 pieces of, or 2 of those, please. And while she's doing that, I'm going to cut a little strip. Well, the beach bag, I wanted to put it on here. It's a little big. It like took up the whole front of the card. So that's why I didn't, but I did make a beach bag, Anna, as a treat holder. So there's my beach bag. Okay. But by the time you put that beach bag on there, even if I cut it down, um, it's too big for my beach. Didn't have a big enough beach.
The handle.
Yes, I do need the handle. Just one handle. I don't need both handles. I am going to cut like eighth of an inch strip here, girls. A very tiny, narrow strip off of a scrap. And that's going to be my water bottle that goes around the top of it. So yes, Anna, my original idea that was in my head was to put the beach bag on this card, but it just wasn't working. I don't know. The beach bag was just too big. So we nixed that idea and went on with using the bottle and such. All right, while we're waiting on those, we can go ahead and put our paper down. And because this is just 3/8, you have a very narrow border around your cardstock for your base. So yes, so we're going to the salon on Saturday, and then my son Nathan and his girlfriend Stephanie are going to come down Sunday and fix Dorothy's lawnmower because it needs the carburetor rebuilt, and then cut some trees down.
Bearing we have enough time.
Bearing we have enough time, but we should. All right, because I've just got that narrow border, I just want to make sure that I get it pretty well even. We're not going to worry about this extra piece down here because that's where we're going to do some stamping. All right, so now here we've got our bottles. And what I'm going to do, because this is really messy with the glue. This is a very tiny little piece, but that's the handle to our water bottle. My glue bottle here. And we're not going to put a whole lot on this. Let's see how it goes on here again. So it just kind of goes on there like that. So I am basically, maybe what I will do is use some glue dots. That might be easier than trying to glue it. And I take your pick tool, and I'm going to place a glue dot. Oh yes, this is a lot less messier than when I did mine earlier, because I'm actually going to put two of these bottles together. So those little pieces there are going to have someplace else to stick. Okay, so there I have attached my bottle handle with just two little glue dots back there. And now we're going to take our second bottle, wherever I laid it, and we're going to put glue on it. Move everything up so that you all can see what I'm doing. I'm going to have to get a bigger or a taller stand for my camera. And I'm going to put two of these bottles together. And you might ask, why am I doing that? And it is because you will be able to see the back side of the bottle when we put it on. Now remember that little strip that I had? We are going to take that and I'm going to use some of this pink and I'm just going to put it right up here where this line is. I'm just going to lay that down there. And then I'm going to trim it off. Anna, I put your cards in the mail. What is today? Thursday? Monday, I believe. So you should get them. I'm still hoping to meet up with you next week. So, but just in case I didn't, then I know that the cards got to you. And I am going to snip that off. I probably should have snipped it off before I joined the two, but that's okay. We've got it covered. And that just kind of represents the bottle. Okay. You didn't need to use that big of a scrap, but that's what I had. So that's what we used. All right. Now let's go back to attaching our sand. Put this away so that I don't forget and lose my bottle. Can't believe I forgot to cut my bottles out earlier. This is a really cute set. And this is going to be in the new catalog. Or is it an online exclusive? I can't remember. I think it is too. All right, so here is our water. And here is our sand. So I'm going to take our sand. And I think I'm going to use this portion over here where I've got a little bit more. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip it over just to see, because I want it to be hanging up over the top of this. So that looks pretty good. Before I lay that all down, I want to see that my bottle will fit, and I want to kind of tuck it into, bring that up just a bit more. I'm going to tuck that into the sand so it kind of looks like it's in the sand. So now that we've got that, I'm going to take some glue and I'm just going to put some glue, whoops, along there. And glue my sand down just like so. We're going to do the same over here on this side, because then we're going to cut this excess off. Let's put a little glue behind that bottle. So there we have our bottle stuck inside that sand. And now we're going to put this, and we're going to trim. But before we do that, we are going to stamp our words relax. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Got ahead of myself, but that's okay. I think we can still do it. I am going to take Crumb Cake, I think, because I've got it over here. And I'm going to stamp off. I'm looking for my scratch paper, ladies. Here it is. I'm going to stamp off this flower and see how I'm going to make it lighter. So this is Crumb Cake full. This is Crumb Cake second generation. We're going to make Crumb Cake second generation. And then that one didn't stamp real good. And then I'm going to stamp it on my bottle just to kind of give it some texture. All right. We're going to do another little piece down there, not touching our sand. Okay. So that's how I did that. And we could even go one more up here at the top. And it just gives it a little bit of a brown color. All right. We should have done that before I laid it down, but that's okay. That's my inside greeting. All right. So we have a word and it says relax and enjoy. Well, I didn't want both of those on there. So I am going to get me some Scotch tape if I can reach it. I could do it with my Post-it note stuff too, but Scotch tape is handy right over. And I am going to tape off and enjoy. And I just want the relax to show. Okay. And that's just going to kind of safeguard it. I'm not going to put the whole stamp on the ink pad. I'm just putting the word relax. And I did it in Crumb Cake, and that's not what I wanted because it won't show. I wanted to do that in black. So we'll clean that real quick and stamp it in black. Dorothy keeps telling me to breathe. I'm still going at 90 miles an hour. All right. Re-ink it in our black. Pull off that tape. And now we're going to stamp this over here. Relax. And the EX didn't, or the AX did not show up very good. So let's see how good we are, girls. See if I can line this up. Okay. There's my REL, EX. Oh, let's pray that this works out, right? Not bad. I did it. That's one good thing about the photopolymer clay, photopolymer stamps, is that sometimes if you don't get it, you can work very hard at getting it laid down a second time. All right, now this is our fun part. We're going to place our sand on our water, because that's what that looks like to me. Now I want to kind of cover up, and I don't care if some of it shows. So I'm just making sure that on the back side, it's looking good. We're going to place it on top of our card to make sure that our bottle isn't off of our paper. That would be a shame when it's, because you want to make sure that you cover up your top piece. So that looks good right there. I'm just going to hold it in position, and I'm going to put some glue down. And we may have to add more glue to it, but this will at least give me the opportunity to cut it off so that I'm not working with a lot of excess paper. So there we have. And see how that's nice on the back. Now we're going to take our scissors. I'm going to take my long handled ones. And I'm just going to trim off our sand. Okay. And that's what we are left with. Now I could use this on another card, but chances are I won't, so it'll just be thrown away. All right, now we can go ahead and lay this down on the front of our card, like so. And I'm not going to put any up here on the top where that sand is, because that's going to basically, I don't know why I use that much tape, because I don't normally. I have no idea why I did that all the way across it. That sand is going to be sticking above where we're going to tape this, or where we're going to lay this down at. We've got to get straight. Right. All right. So there we have the front of our card. We are going to run late tonight, but that's okay. All right, so you can't see anything then from the back of that. You can't see any seams or anything. All right. With that set of dies, you also get this lovely shell. So we're going, whoops, you also get these sunglasses. So I'm going to lay this shell down. The glare is so bad. No, and my camera is doing this automatic focus thing where it had not been doing that. So I'm going to have to figure that. I don't want that. So there is our seashell. And here are, I have lost my sunglasses. Or I did not.
You just had your sunglasses because you
I
said,
know.
"Oh, look, there's sunglasses."
But I don't have my, I wonder if it's still in my die. No, it's not. I lost the little rims. So out of that same paper that I gave you. Okay, that's all right.
'Cause
You kind of cut funky.
I kind of
Okay.
that's how I cut the bottom.
Okay. Over there in the paper that says shimmer paper. Mhm. Okay, no, then I want the other, the foil papers. There's a piece of, there's a piece of gold. It's a small piece and it has the adhesive sheet on the back of it.
Rose?
That's fine. I don't care what it is. Just cut, and you don't need to cut the hearts out. All I need you to cut out is just the open hearts. Okay? Because then that makes our, I don't know what happened to the piece that I cut. Here's our little starfish. And I'm going to put our little starfish on this side over here. Since like I said, no two cards are ever alike. And so I'm just gluing. Ladies, how is the picture for you guys? Because I just feel like when I'm working in the dark. He's going to put our little starfish right there. And this, oh, I found my glasses. But I like the gold ones better. So we're going to use gold frames because it has sticky paper. While we're waiting for her on that, let's go ahead and stamp. Huh? What? That gold? Oh. We're going to stamp on the inside. You earned it. And I'm going to do it kind of over towards the right. So you've earned it. So that's what we've got going on there. This piece is going to get laid down here at the bottom, just like so. Just leaving that little bit of pool party showing for the card base. Turn around in the right direction here. Just going to lay that down, leaving that little 1/8 of an inch. There we go. And we're going to take some of these extra parts that got cut out, and we're going to just put them on the inside because I had them and we can use them for decoration. I'm going to get another one of these that are the pretty peacock. No, that's a pink one. Here it is. Really, when you're not having troubles like me, I'm frozen. Okay, Cherie, go out and come back in. I shouldn't be frozen. Check my other device. Okay. All right. Dorothy says I'm moving, so I'm not frozen on my end. Thanks. I'm glad I'm back. I didn't even see you sneak in, Cherie. Thanks for coming in and joining me tonight. All right. So that's the front. All I'm doing is waiting for my glass frames because there's sunglasses and taken Dorothy 4 or 5 times, but that's okay because I've been having issues all evening. So while I'm waiting for her, because that's fixed it. Oh, good. Got it this time. Now I can put my little sunglasses together. We're going to have pink glasses with a gold frame. Waiting. Get rid of that. That's got a glare on it. Okay. So she throws them into that cup for me. Okay.
I thought you were giving me the.
Oh my goodness. No, almost spilled my drink.
Oh,
That would have been a catastrophe. All right, so now we're going to see about getting this little adhesive sheet off of these tiny little rims. You just got to hit it in that special spot. And then it comes off nice and easy. It's just getting that special spot. There we go. All right. So I do suggest using the adhesive sheet backing when making these little sunglasses because glue makes them really messy. Then you're just going to lay that down. Might be easier if I pick it up. Start with one side, place it. Don't you start to do that because that is just not right. Nope, gotta come down and cover up the whole heart. There. So there we have a pink pair of sunglasses with a rose gold frame. And we're going to take some mini glue dots, or mini dimensionals, I'm sorry, not mini glue dots, mini dimensionals. And I definitely suggest using the minis because there's some from it. Because they fit right on those glasses on the back. Did those that are in my stamping class every month, did you all get the emails that I sent with there we go. So there is the front of the card and the inside of the card. So dang, because I want, we'll just leave it. All right, so that is our card number 1. Okay. I think it turned out really cute.
see it with those glasses again.
Let's see with those glasses.
Ooh.
That shimmer. See, that's what I did with these here. I did a copper foil and then I put paper, regular paper. So it looks like sunglasses. You know, those all right, let me get this stuff all put away so that I don't.
My sunglasses gave you inspiration.
Yes, Dorothy bought new sunglasses and they gave me inspiration. All right. Don't let me forget to clean my stamps because I've just stuck them back into the basket. All right. Now, the next card is a scrappy card. And I have been wanting to do one of these for a long time. So Karen, you had mentioned that you weren't going to go to our alumni dinner because you were going to be out of town. Are you going to be out of town on the 25th? Because that's when class is. Okay. So I've been wanting to do a Starburst card for a long time. And today was finally the day I thought, oh, I'm going to give that a try because I've seen this really cool idea on how easy it was. Okay. Well, with me, nothing ever is as easy as it looks, but it's not that hard. I took a whole bunch of the 24, 26 in color designer papers, and I just cut them in 1-inch strips by 6. And I just did the different designs. Then what I'm going to do is I have a piece of basic white paper, and this measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All right. And I'm going to lay down a piece of our adhesive sheet. We're just going to kind of cut this out roughly. Okay. We could measure it. Okay, we will. Don't be lazy. So I need to cut this at 4 1/4. And that's why I said this is really easy this way. By 5 1/2. Keeping that little bit. And I loved, well, I still do. I love these colors from last year. But I like the print on our designer series paper. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this adhesive sheet and we're just going to lay it down on this basic white and cover that whole thing. I cut it bigger than what I know. Oh, okay. Okay. I was just kind of confused and I thought, oh, well, that means that Karen isn't going to be at class. And I was disappointed. But that's fine. If you're going to just have something else on Saturday, that's fine. I'm not sure if I'm going or not. All right. So because this comes in sections of 3, I'm just pulling one section off at a time. Okay. And there might be another way to do this, but this is the way that I think is going to be the easiest for me anyway. And you may not have to do this on another piece of paper, but I, for one, know that if I had this sticky paper, just sticky paper, I would probably be stuck to it. So I'm going to just pull off that last piece. All right. So now I've got a piece of basic white with the adhesive sheet on it. Before we take that off, we're going to decide on how we want these. I know that I want to have, I'm going to have a 2-inch circle down here on the bottom. Okay. This is the way I had originally wanted it, but then it was like, okay, it didn't turn out that way, which is fine. So I'm just going to go from top to bottom. And I'm going to separate my colors. So I have the petunia pop, which is the purple, and the pink is pretty in pink. What the pink is. Pop. And I have Summer Splash, something like that. Shot Shamrock. Peach Pie. Oops. Yeah, it's the same color. It's just a different pattern. Anywho, we're just going to separate these. And I've got basically I've got the stripes. I've got the little flower, what I call flower motifs, the little bubbles, stripes. Okay. So here are all of my, and I only had my peach pie was the only two that I only have 2 strips of. So we're going to put one in the corner here and start there. And then we'll work our way out. Oops. So I'm going to tear off that back side of that sticky sheet. So that now becomes one big piece of sticky paper. Okay. We're going to take our first ½ inch that we cut in half, and we're going to lay it down. We're going to take one of our pink ones, and we're going to lay it right next to it. Comment if I get out of camera view, ladies, so that Dorothy can tell me. All right. Then I'm going to take and go on the other side. I'm going to use the petunia pop. And then I'm going to come in with a piece of the Shy Shamrock. And I'm going to use the other design. And our Summer Splash, we're going to use that same design. And all of this excess is going to get cut off. Okay, now we're going to come in with a pink stripe. And I cut plenty of these. I cut about, I don't know, 16 or whatever. I did put in the directions that you needed 8 1x6 pieces. And that's just so that you've got enough that you can work with when you're doing this. Okay. So there's our stripes. Now we're going to come back in and use the Summer Splash over here on this side. And our Shy Shamrock. Oops, I wanted that to actually be the polka dots. We're not going to try to tear it up. We're going to leave it. And that's okay. So the end of this one is going to be our Shy Shamrock. And let's do another petunia pop. And let's do it with the bubbles or the circles. And let's do a Shy Shamrock. Will this one fit? Yes, it will. So we're just going to throw in that peach pie. Right. So with this kind of a card, you're using up scraps, and we all know we have tons of scraps, right, girls? I mean, I know I do. Throw away tons of scraps. Okay. And I'm going to add, whoops, That did not get very close. Not as close as I wanted it to be. I wish paper stretched. You know, where you could pull on it like a rubber band and it would stretch. I think we're going to
Wouldn't
take,
that be called spandex?
maybe it would be. Hey, okay. Now I'm going to take a pink one and I'm just going to fill that in with a pink one and fill in over here with this one here. This is going to get cut off. And I'm not too worried about the corner down here because it's going to get trimmed off. But I wanted to make sure that all of the white card, basically where they were all joining, would come together. I'm not so sure I like that. Let's take that off. Let's give that a purple one. Maybe, no, let's do it a pink one because we just had a purple one there. So we'll just do a pink one. All right. So see, I've got extras. I could probably make another card out of this, but I will need 2 of them for the inside. All right. So now we're just going to turn this over. Take our scissors and we're going to trim off all this excess. Boy, hey, all of a sudden I've got this pain shooting down my neck. Right. Yep, that still left a little piece. Now we're going to trim up this side. Just do all the way around that. Oh, so ladies, let me tell you, how many of you ladies have had to go and get your real ID? I got my real ID back during COVID because I remember I had to call every place for my marriage certificates and my divorce decree from my first husband and my late husband's death certificate I had, so I didn't have to get that replaced. I didn't get my marriage license done. Well, I went to vote on Tuesday because I work with the elections, and I could not find my driver's license. Somehow I have lost my driver's license. So let me tell you, going to get another one was a pain. All right, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to stamp on this piece here. Just we're not. Because remember, I had cut this bigger than what I needed. I had cut it to be a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Well, now we're going to trim it down. So I know it is a 5 1/2 this way. So I'm going to cut it down to 4 1/4. And I'm just going to trim right off the bottom. So that takes care of that one white part that I didn't like. And then I'm going to take off over here that part that I didn't like. So now we have our regular size card, 4 by 5 1/4. All right. Come on. Well, that just works out really good, right? Just dropped my trimmer. It broke, but it's okay. All right. For my example, I had just to brighten your day, but I really kind of want this to be off on the corner for us. So that means I can't have anything stamped down here. So I'm going to stamp on this one, I think. Let's do How much happiness inside.
No, broke it, broke it.
I broke it, broke it. How did I break it, break it? Oh, I did. Ladies, I broke it, broke it. It's a good thing I have a spare.
Can you buy just these parts?
I don't know. I'll have to see if I can just buy that part. Because it fell off my hanger and it broke it, broke it. Oh, yep. I will to order a new one so that I have doubles. Let's
You need my trimmer?
no, I've got everything trimmed tonight that I need. Uh, that might work. So that one. Let's just go ahead and do that. What I do with my ink. Ink. I got it. I am using the peach pie. And I'm going to stamp up here in the right hand, or I'm sorry, the left hand side more so that I can cut off what I'm not going to be using. So just to brighten your day. And if this one doesn't work, then we'll do another one. Anyway, I went to the License Bureau in Eldon. Now, mind you, I had all of the same papers that I had last time I got my license. All of the same papers. Yeah, Eldon would not accept my marriage license to Chuck. I was not a happy camper. So we had to fix this up in Jeff anyway. I said, fine, I'll just go to Jeff City and get my license. So I went up to Jeff City, went over to the courthouse, and I said, okay, this is what they gave me the last time, but they won't take it for my real ID. So give me whatever I need for my real ID. So they had to give me one that was certified. It was like, this was a pain. But I would much rather deal with for sales license bureau. I don't know how Camington is. I don't know because it wasn't a certified copy, Karen. It didn't have their little red mark on it. It was crazy. It was like, and I told the lady, I said, I used the same thing when I was here to get my license the last time. She goes, well, you didn't give it to me and I wouldn't have taken it anyway. She was just very rude. I said, well, you know what? I says, I ain't coming back here. I said, so I am going to lay down 2 pieces now of this paper just to kind of go with the whole flow of this card. And it's not going to go all the way across anyway, so I don't have to glue it all. I'm going to lay this down here. That piece is janky. I'm not using that. That one didn't get cut straight at the bottom.
Do you need my trimmer?
Oh, it was one of these that I didn't get straight. When I cut it on the angle. So it's really kind of easy to cut. So you just take your 1x6 strip and then put your 1x6 in your trimmer and trim it corner to corner. So that's that side. And now let's do this side. And then it'll kind of go with the outside front of our card with the angles. Okay, and we're just going to snip those off. Snip off that point. And we are almost done with our card. This is going to get on the inside. What did I put on the inside? You make life better. So just to brighten your day, you make life better. Just a fun card to send to somebody as a pick-me-up. You make life better. Oh, you know what, Dorothy? I didn't get. Go over and get me some of those sequins, like white sequins, or the In Color dots or something that was for these colors. I had meant to pull out some embellishments and forgot. It's no fun, right? I have some bling bling. I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this down on the inside. I do appreciate each and every one of you ladies that come and spend time with me on Thursday nights and puts up with all of my technical issues. I cannot believe I've been doing this for 4 years and I'm still having technical issues. Aren't these pretty? I love these colors too, Anna. They're still in until next year. And then these will be saying goodbye to, and I will be very sad. But I'm sure that they will give us more colors that we will fall in love with. It just depends on what the trend is. But I do love these colors. They're just bright and cheery. Chuck mowed the grass today for the first time, and oh my goodness, not his first time, but the first time for this year. Our little dachshund Nyla, oh my goodness, she has got anxiety separation really bad. Chuck cannot go anywhere without that dog, and he had to hold her on his lap while he was mowing the grass today. He's like, not me. You finding us some bling? Oh, just anything will go. Any, just anything that's white or neutral color. Even the silver jewels. I can't even think of the name of them. So while we're waiting on the bling bling, 2 fun cards, ladies. What do you think? Which one do you like better? Mary, I haven't seen you comment. Which one do you like better? I'm anxious to try this in using other scraps of other colors. I have a hard time mixing patterns. Oh yeah, those will work. So for me to mix patterns, of course, Karen, because you don't like the bright colors. Number 1 for Cherie. Let's use some of the rhinestones. We'll just use some of those. Put a rhinestone up there. And a rhinestone down here. And one over here. Just to give it a little bling bling. There we go. Oh, I will have a safe trip. I will